Welcome
Yay.
Tuesday on Dive Bar Comedy. Woo!
Right. It's another Tuesday night on Dive Bar Comedy. I'm Wild Joe. We have a super fun show in store for you all. So we're going to start our watch parties and get everybody watching it on Facebook Live and wherever you watch podcasts, you can watch tomorrow. But for the live people, we're going to do our live watch parties right now. Let's
Ready
go.
for that
Kral,
song?
where's the theme song?
Here we go.
Yeah.
I wake up when the sun goes down. I wake up when the sun goes down. I wanna do some comedy. I wanna do some comedy.
Yep.
At a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar. I can't say what I wanna say. I can't say what I wanna say. Nonsense. Dive bar comedy. Dive bar comedy. Dirty, bad, nasty 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 comedy. Dive bar comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Woo!
Dirty, bad, nasty comedy. That's what we got coming tonight. So it's gonna be a fun show. We've got our regular characters on the scene. Kral,
Yay!
thanks for being our tech person.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Kral Newell.
Good to be here.
Yes, and tell the people about what shows you've been doing. You've got your regular real life shows and your virtual shows every week. You're
I'm doing
busy
6 shows
lady.
every week. 6 shows, you guys.
Wow.
6 shows a week. 3 online,
Yeah.
3 in person. I'm doing a show in a park. It's an outdoor amphitheater. It's very lovely. It's next to the Grove. It's called Pan Pacific Park. That's on Saturdays at 4. I'm also doing 2 open mics, one on Thursday at 6:30 at the Griffith Park Fountain on Riverside in Los Feliz, and on Saturday night after I do the park show, I also do drive-up comedy in Burbank. So contact me at the World's Best Laugh for any information about all of those. Plus I do this show, my own show on Sunday night called The World's Best Laugh. That's me, Kral Newell, The World's Best Laugh. And every other Friday, I do 40 Ounces of Funny with Tommy Lucero out of San Diego. So that's me doing everything that I can to be everywhere.
Wow. And you got your pitch down. That's called an elevator pitch where you can say it all in 60 seconds. That's amazing. And I'm going to try this Thursday. I'm going to try to go out to that fountain at Griffith Park. And I have another friend of mine, Judy. She's a comic. She was a Comedy Store regular, and she needs to get out of the house.
Exactly. And it's
so
all
she's
socially
going to come.
distant. It's all safe. We have Clorox wipes. It's socially distant. You can keep your mask on when you're not performing, or you can keep it on when you're performing too. So either way.
Nice. Well, it's going to be fun. Yeah, it's different seeing people in real life or seeing people just on the internet. I like seeing people on the internet because we could see your whole face this way. This is the only time during the week that I put on makeup for the most part. I mean, I'm sure lipstick sales are down like 1,000% right now. But anyway, it was fun. I saw Mista See in real life the other day. What's up, Mista See?
What's up, baby girl? Hey. And I can confirm she does not wear makeup on other days.
No, and I have the mask on. I use the medical mask, so I look like some kind of nurse or dental hygienist. I don't know. I actually went and got my teeth cleaned today, And my dental hygienist wore the full visor, which was an addition. I liked it. So yeah, got to keep up with the cleanings. But anyway, Mista See, what have you been up to? What's going on in your world?
Nothing, just Skip Bag's life. Actually, the Skip Bags crew is getting ready to go to Catalina Island, September 17th through the 21st for our Catalina Wine Mixer Skip Bag weekend. So anybody that wants to come kicking in Catalina, September 17th through the 21st with the Skip Bags for the wine mixer. We're gonna rent some cribs. We're gonna wild out. Bring your punk motherfucking asses through. We're gonna turn up. And I'm glad to do this show. And thanks to all the comedians who are coming out tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna change my name. Like every computer I have has a different name for me. I think because I have too many names. I have my stage name, Wild Joe. I have my maiden name, and I have my married name. I have aliases. You guys found out about my stripper name last week. I got a lot of names. It's embarrassing when you meet somebody, you shake hands and you give them the wrong name. It's very confusing. But I've got somebody rhyming with me right now. I'm Wild Joe. I got Chris Poe.
Chris Porter.
What happened to your name, Chris Poe?
I have no idea.
So this guy, Chris Porter, you were doing a lot of messaging in the boards, trying to get on Zoom. You're maybe is this your first Zoom show, or have you been doing other Zoom shows?
I've done it. This is the first time I haven't been able to get on the show. I don't know what was happening, but I don't know.
But you're here now, and that's all that matters.
I'm here now. That's right.
Yes. You are here now. Oh, you changed your name. You fixed your name. That's nice. Your voice is still a little quiet, but I'm sure you can project and just.
I can project very loud. I'm very loud if I want to be.
Yeah. So
Like sex.
Chris, you're new to our show. I haven't met you before. Tell us a little bit about where you came from and how you got into comedy.
I actually got into comedy in Florida. Years ago when I was teaching tennis in Florida, and Ron Bennington's comedy scene in Clearwater, Florida, and it started there. And then I came to LA because I'm from LA, and that's where it all started.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You've been keeping busy during this last 6 months or so, doing any virtual shows or live shows?
Yeah, doing some shows, trying to do, I did a show I wasn't supposed to do, but it wasn't really, people were socially distanced, but it was in a backyard, and I did it. But you got to do what you got to do at these times, and I'm doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're happy to have you on, and I can't wait to hear your set. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. So, all right. All right. We've got Holly Brown in the house. Hi, Holly.
Hi,
I don't know where am I finding these people? I don't even remember. You're new too. I've never met you before, have I?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know, but it's like the universe cosmically brought us together, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, well, you're very cute. You look fresh and young. How long have you been doing stand-up?
I've been doing stand-up for almost 6 years in LA.
Nice.
Yeah,
You're a pro.
I got a little under my belt.
Good. All right. And how'd you get started?
I was obsessed with improv, and then I started doing improv, and I was bad. So so I tried a different form of comedy, and I was good, and I stuck with that.
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Go to where the fans are. Go to where people like you.
Absolutely. I was self-aware enough to know when you're not good at something. So
yeah. No, I've tried improv too, but it's not necessarily funny. Like, it's actually, when you're doing it, you're following a lot of rules. You're like, okay, now we have to look for the thing that's odd, and then now we have to escalate, and then we have to go back to the normal thing, and then we have to escalate further on the second time. I mean, you're thinking about all this technical stuff as you're doing it, and it might look like the people are just joking around, but you're following like a formula, or I mean, at least you are when you're still a student. So
yeah, absolutely. It's like they want you to learn all of the rules, and then they want you to break them, and you're like, wait a minute, but then why'd you teach me them in the first place? That kind of stuff I like about stand-up, how there's like a loose set of rules, but all you really give a fuck about is if you're funny, and that's what I like.
Yeah. One thing I did like about improv that got me thinking, I don't even know if it was an exercise, but I guess it was. It said, they said, do a monologue or just talk and try not to make people laugh. Like just do it as flat as possible. And no matter what, you always end up doing something that makes people laugh that's funny. So it's basically saying like this accidental humor just comes out at all times. And I started thinking about TV. If you watch dramas, there's always so much stress and somebody's about to die or go to jail. I mean, they have to keep it so super negative just to keep it from being funny. If you just have people going about their normal life, you've got a comedy. So
yeah, oh my God, that's a really good point. I remember doing that exercise too, where they were like, just do the monologue, don't try to make anyone laugh. And I just remember my brain malfunctioning because I was like, wait, but like all I want is good attention, so I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, it's odd, but I mean, you have to really actually try hard to be completely unfunny. So
at least we do. That means we're really funny.
Yeah, I guess that there's a certain type. There's some people, no matter how serious I'm trying to be, people think I'm funny, and it is sometimes annoying because I'm like, I'm not trying to be funny, I'm trying to be serious. But
you're like, no,
some people are just
really
goofy.
Died.
Yeah. Anyway, Holly, well, thanks for coming on. I can't wait to hear your stuff. This is exciting. So many new faces. And by the way, most of the people I have on this show are people that we've had on our real life shows that we've done for the last few years. And once the bars open up, if that ever happens again, then now I'm getting fresh blood for the bar shows too. So if you guys ever want to come out to a bar, I'm inviting you in advance because one day we'll be out there on a bar stool again. So let's see. Who else do we have? Phil Johnson.
Hey, how are you?
You look like a gearhead. You're all like a professional singer. What's up? You look great, but you're very professional. What's going on?
Thank you. Yeah, all the above. Actually, it appears we are in the same dive bar magically tonight, Joanna.
Ooh.
Yeah,
nice.
I think we used the same one. No, I'm actually in my recording studio right now. If we were to turn that off,
you do music?
Yes, you can see my drums and my guitars and everything behind me if the graphic wasn't on. But I got into comedy because I wrote a couple of funny songs, and then I ended up playing guitar for a 70-year-old woman doing comedy. Who she had this bit where she would throw lingerie at the audience while I played Anarchy in the UK by the Sex Pistols. And she started taking me around to these comedy shows here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And she said, hey, he's got some songs, put him up. And so they started putting me up. And that was 15 years ago. And I started comedy by accident. Yeah.
So you do a lot of music normally when you're doing your stand-up?
I do. Yeah, actually, if I'm doing like a full headlining set now, it's about 45 minutes of stand-up and 15 minutes of music at the end. So it's switched up quite a bit over the years. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I was on the Ding Dong show at the Comedy Store for a year, if anybody knows that show. Mm-hmm. Because before I ever did stand-up, I always would sing and write songs, and I had a band. And so I got to go on stage at the Comedy Store and sing. And again, I thought my songs were serious, but there were things like I Want You Both and Yoga Position 69. And like, there were like, kind of sexual songs that kind of come off funny, even though I was being serious when I wrote those songs. But anyway, so yeah, I have some funny songs too, unintentionally funny songs. And yeah, it's really fun combining music and comedy. I love that.
It is. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's ruined my life entirely, but it's great.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Again, people that are goofy accidentally. GT was my husband, and he also was a singer and then did stand up as well. but he would write songs meaning to be 100% serious and do his music video and just be dancing and trying to be serious himself, but it always came off hilarious. And he tried to get on the real music video stations, and nobody would take him seriously because they thought he was a big joke. But he was trying so hard to be serious, like really hard. It was just, some people are just accidentally funny. So
Yeah.
anyway, well, this is exciting. Happy to have you on as well.
Thank you for having me.
We've got small cast today, not as many people as usual. We're down to our very last comic, Kym Kral.
Hey, hi.
You reminded me, I forgot that we met on an underwear show.
Yeah,
I forgot that's how we met. I mean, I knew you, but I totally forgot that's where we met. So
yeah, we met like, I don't remember. You said it was like 2015?
2016, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and I only did the one. Like
Me
I
too.
know
That was
a lot
my
of
only
people
underwear
doing-
show.
Yeah,
And,
a lot of
for people
I
who
feel
don't
like
know what an underwear show is, it's doing stand-up while wearing underwear, or in my case, lingerie. Keep it sexy.
Yeah.
And
I feel like you and I were the only ones. Like I wear underwear. Like I wore bra. Like it was cute, and you wore lingerie, but it was like underwear. And
Yeah.
then one girl wore like pajamas, and I was like, "Aren't you supposed to be in your underwear?" She's like, "I'm not going out in my underwear." And I was like, "Well, I mean, cool, but that's what this is." Like, and then another girl,
Yeah.
who's one of my favorite women, Kim went out with like a full-blown G-string. She doesn't do comedy anymore. Casey Coop, who is one of my favorite humans on the planet.
Oh yeah, but and she talks a lot about being an ex-stripper and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it also depends on your kind of
Level
your
of comfort.
persona and what you're going to talk about. Because it's hard to be sexy and do comedy because people
talk
get
about
confused.
Yeah, like
And
shit
distracted.
jokes. But
Yeah.
I remember she took off her robe and she's like in a G, and I was like, "You're my fucking hero, man. You are my hero."
Yeah,
that's
she
where we
had
met.
a podcast for a while. I remember talking to strippers and sex workers and that kind of thing, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, she was cool. I remember that show well. It's not very often that a show stands out in your mind, but I guess it does if you're in your underwear.
You're in your underwear, and then we had to all take a picture of each other, like not of each other, but like together.
We got a group picture.
In our underwear. Yeah, it was.
And there was the host, I believe, I don't remember his name. He was very skinny. I remember that.
So skinny. Yeah.
And I don't know if he was poor and couldn't afford food, or maybe some drugs had him, too skinny, but he was
I don't know about
extremely skinny.
I didn't think about any of that. I just thought it was
I
really
know.
skinny.
I mean, you're not allowed to talk about people's bodies, fat or skinny. I had a yoga instructor that was so skinny that I wanted to say something to her. I was worried about her, but I never said anything.
You have abs. I remember when you took off your clothes. This is so creepy, but I was like, "Yo, girls got like you were like abs, and you were thin too." So like
Thanks.
you took off your clothes, and it was just like cut.
Well, I've had 2 babies since then, so I don't know if I have as perfect of a washboard, but
well, you showed it off before you gave birth,
get it
so
back.
good for you. I think about that more than I should.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
we haven't seen each other forever, but great abs.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's fun. So how long have you been doing comedy? A long time then.
I would say 7,
You've been doing
8,
comedy
probably 8 years. I took the stage 10 years ago, and then I took a break for like 3 years, and then I got back on and started a mic in 2013. So I count that as my start date.
Yeah,
just because that's when I started consistently doing it. And I'm like Holly. I started at improv. I didn't like improv, but I was told I was funny and I should take a class.
Right.
And I was, in improv, like when there's the person like that comes out and everyone was bummed when they had to be my partner because they were like, I got to carry the scene. I was so bad at it. I couldn't, like the game, I just couldn't understand the game. Like, it was like, so we're supposed to all say the same word. Like, I just couldn't understand it. So I was so bad. But the story, like I was at UCB and they were like, you tell us, like the audience says something like a word, and then you tell somebody in the group, whatever they're called. I don't know. Is supposed to tell a story. And I was so good at that part. So I would step forward and tell some story about whatever. And then after these shows, people would come up and they'd be like, you were so funny. And I'm like, I literally said a word each time there was a scene because I was so bad. And I was so freaked out about being wrong. And so then I was like, oh, there's stand up. I guess I could try that because that's the story.
Yeah.
So I'm really bad at improv. Currently.
Yeah, I'd already done stand-up, but yeah, I tried improv. I think I took 3 classes at UCB also, and it's really hard, and it just seemed like work, and it didn't seem that funny. You don't really know if you're going to be funny going onto the stage, and you still don't really know if you were funny even when you get off stage, because if people laugh, it's hard.
I'm going to say something not popular. Improv is so bad. There's 2 types of improv. It's like 90% so uncomfortably bad, and then there's 10% that like blows it out of the fucking water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but most of the time it's just like, oh God, it's just so, and they're all so supportive of each other. And stand-ups are like, yeah, I'll watch your set, I guess. But like,
well, we had to. It was part of the class. You had to go to at least like 3 or 4 other shows and watch. And yeah, exactly. I hated watching it too. I would never now, if somebody had to send me like a free ticket to an improv show, like I would never want to go. You know?
But again, like 10%. Like I know people who are in improv groups that I'm like, you're so talented. But those people go on to like, you know, SNL and shit. But like, it's 90% of it is just like, like we're gonna play a game, zip zap zop, kill myself. Sorry.
It's like
sorry, improv friends.
And it's all part of the training. You know, it still helps you, I'm sure, in some way, like just learning different ways of relating to the audience and different ways of working with humor and writing and all that stuff. But
and auditioning too, like that was like. In auditions, you have to do improv sometimes, and that helps with that. But they don't ask you to play a game. It's the game. My brain doesn't work that way. My brain, like Holly says, there's too many rules. And stand up, there's like a loose amount of rules. Like don't be an asshole.
But they're not. You don't really have a teacher in stand up. So even if there's rules about things that work or not, you probably don't even know the rules, so you're just up there winging it with no rules. So but I remember the first rule they taught was yes and, where whatever the person does, you have to agree with it and then add to it rather than say no but, you know, and try to change the subject. And that is actually a great rule for getting along with people in life in general, negotiations, dealing with children. Like my 2-year-old comes up to me and says, oh, mommy, do you want a drink of my rainbow tea, like fake tea? And I'm like, no, you know, and she's like, say yes, mommy, say yes. I'm like, okay, oh, yes. And I fake drink. You know, I mean, people like it when you say yes. They definitely don't like it when you say no. So
I love that improv taught you how to be a better mom and better in life. You're like, well, now I don't say no to everyone.
More agreeable. I don't know if I'm really better, but you know, I'm learning what people like. It's like psychological strategies. So yeah. But anyway, actually I have a story I wanted to tell tonight. And Mista See, if we could start the show, maybe I'll start with this story because it's pretty funny. It has to do with saying yes and no to people.
Yay!
So we got to talk.
All right, Kym, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's get into the show. Can I go first?
Well, shit. Well, let's spin it right
because
back.
I'm afraid
of
if I save it to last, the babies might wake up, and then I'll be screaming babies at the same time. It'll be hard. So.
Let's do it.
Mista See's like, just let me finish this joint. You call it a joint, a blunt?
It's a blunt, but if I was 63, I'd call it joint.
Oh.
Yeah, old black people call it joint.
Okay.
It's very confusing to them, and everything is like hard drugs to them too.
And British people call it a spliff because they got their tobacco in it.
British people can't be trusted. They started slavery and they invaded they fucked up America. British people can't be trusted. They can't. And they sound all nice. Oh, hello. Let's go to the apothecary. Oh, let's eat some fish and chips. No worries, mate. No problem. Hey, let me trade you some people for guns, mate. Oh, let me get that hill over there. Oh, there's diamonds? No problem, mate. We don't even care. Fell for that shit back in Africa, not twice.
Yeah, but they have great English.
Great.
All right, so we interviewed all the comedians.
It sounds nice. It sounds nice when they're doing it.
All right, cool. Well, I guess we'll get right into it. Well, let's jump in right up. I'm Mista See, the Enforcer. It's a Dog Bar Comedy Show. Give a round of applause. Let's get it up. Everybody go, yeah, clap, 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 clap. We're going to jump right into it with the first comedian coming to the stage. She's going to tell you all about her life and how she keep it trite, but always do it like a wife and cut you like a knife. So let's get it spliced like I do it twice, or people that says the number thrice. It's probably called the Enforcer. And get your hands together and give me a clap, 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 clap for Wild Joanna Petrie.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I've been reminiscing a lot. You know, I've been home and the bars are closed, the nightclubs are closed, and it got me thinking about my days going out to clubs. I started young. When I was 15, I was sneaking into the 16 and over clubs. When I was 17, sneaking into the 18 and over clubs. When I was 19, I was sneaking into the 21 and over clubs. And, you know, I got all my partying out before I became the oldest person in the club, which is not what you want to be. But anyway, you know, living in LA, there's always celebrity encounters. If you hang out in the hot nightclubs long enough, you're bound to bump into somebody. And, but you know, it's awkward. What are you gonna just walk up to the person and start talking? So right around after Titanic, I saw Leonardo DiCaprio out at, I believe it was Garden of Eden or something like that. If any of you guys remember that. And maybe it wasn't that one. It might have been something similar, but I mentioned it to a girlfriend and she's like, oh my God, I love Leonardo DiCaprio. We have to go back there. Let's go back. So I was like, okay, fine. So we went back the next week, same day of the week, Wednesday or whatever. And sure enough, there he was. So we start creeping, like kind of like moving our conversation closer and closer to him, but she's not talking to him. I'm getting bored. I'm like, we're gonna have to go soon. Like either talk to him or don't. And she's like, no, just stay, you know, so she's just hovering. It's gotta be awkward. But anyway, I finally talked her into leaving, and as luck would have it, he had left also, and he was driving around in the parking lot. So she finally gets up the nerve. He was in the passenger seat. They were about to leave. She gets up the nerve and she approaches the car. He had his window rolled down, his arm hanging out of the window. And she's like, hey, Leo, I love you. Or whatever. And he just rolled the window right up. And the whole ride home, I just heard about what a dick he is. And all this oh, man. I turned off. I met Donnie Wahlberg of New Kids on the Block, which was a big deal for me because I used to love him when I was like in junior high. And he was into it. Like I just ran into him at this place and we were talking. I said, can I take a picture? He puts his arm around me. He seemed into me. I said, oh, I used to love you when I was in junior high. And he just like, you could just see the interest just drop from his face. And he just was like, no, like, okay, take the picture, move on. Like, they don't want to hear it. For some reason, they don't want to hear about how you loved them as a kid. But anyway, those are just early days memories. I was probably 40 when I heard Snoop Dogg. I heard Snoop Dogg was DJing on Santa Monica Boulevard. So me and my friend, we go line up with all the hoochie mamas. We're standing in line with our little mini skirts on, waiting to meet Snoop Dogg. And we finally get inside. There he is. He's on the DJ stand. We're like, we're going to get on that stage. You know, I love to be on stage. So we work our way up. The closer you get to the stage, the tighter the girls are packed in because they're all trying to get to the front, hoping that he's going to pull them up on stage. And it got so tight that like we're all dancing, like you had to like undulate along with everybody else because you're just packed in there like sardines. And then these guys, you know what, Mista See? These were, I think, British guys. They might have been Irish, but they were definitely from the UK. Wow. They come ramming in like it's a mosh pit and just messing up the whole flow. You know, they say women could rule the world if there weren't men, and it may be possible because even though all of us were in competition to get on that stage, we were all getting along just fine until these guys came in and just threw off the whole, you know, harmony of our movement. And anyways, my friend was beautiful and aggressive. We get to the front and she's kind of flirting with this big, like a big teddy bear type, like a mean teddy bear type security guy that's at the front. And then he goes and he passes little shots out to the girls in the front. And he goes to pass a shot to me and I go, no thanks, I don't drink. Oh, done. He was done with me because I said no. That's why it reminded me of what we were talking about. You cannot say no to anybody. They hate it. He was over it. Then it came time to pass around the blunt. Snoop Dogg's weed. I'm thinking, this is so cool. I get to smoke weed with Snoop Dogg. And he goes right over my head to the person behind me. I'm like this. No, he did not want to pass the blunt to me because I had said no to the drink. So there's a beautiful, beautiful Black woman on stage. She's dancing, looks classy and sexy in a little outfit. And then my friend, she works her way up with the teddy bear. She gets to go up on stage too. And she's dancing and she begs him to let me up there. So I get up there. By then, you know, I'm really feeling it. And I was dancing like I don't know what's the word? Not twerking, but like what it used to be called the butterfly. If you guys remember like the 90s, it ain't the butterfly, it's the Tootsie Roll. I was doing something like that in a short dress on stage with Snoop Dogg. And I don't know if I upstaged him. Yep, I was doing something like that. And somebody's like, get that white girl off the stage. And I got kicked off the stage. I was stealing the show or ruining the show. I don't know what. But anyway, we did get invited to the after party. I highly doubt Snoop Dogg was going to be there. It would probably just be a bunch of security guards and we'd be getting rammed by teddy bears all night long. So we did not show up at that party, which I think was probably a good move. Like, hey, when's Snoop Dogg coming? Oh yeah, he'll be here in just a few minutes. Just nope. You know, but the young me, maybe if I wasn't 40, maybe I would have been at that party. You know, you got to learn your lessons the hard way, I guess. But anyway, I just wanted to share that little memory because I miss going out so much. And I miss the bars, and I miss Snoop Dogg, and I know I'm not Martha Stewart, but I thought maybe he'd like me anyways. It's fun to be a skanky, desperate hoe sometimes. That might have been my last time, though, because maybe I've outgrown it. Maybe not. Let's wait till these clubs open up. But anyway, you guys, thanks for listening. It's going to be a fun show, and I'll turn it over to the next person. Thanks, Mista See.
Yeah, that's right. Another round of applause for Wild Joe and Joe Petrie. I like that. Yo, I miss Snoop too, so you all right with me.
Aw.
That's all right. That's good stuff. All right, so you guys like your first comedian? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
That's right. We're going to keep it back to back like cook crack. All the people that never give no slack. Let me check the man's name so I can make sure I get it right. This guy right here, he's actually part of what I call the long hair, don't care family and whatnot. And it's a Samson thing. Sometimes the power, because you know hair, right? Hair is like your antenna because there's a set of humans on the planet that pull in energy and there's a set of humans that take energy. And the antenna is your hair that pulls energy from the sun and the universe. You collect it and then you disperse. So a lot of people with long hair tend to attract a lot of people around them. That's also why teachers can't control these badass kids in school. So lesson 3. Are you guys ready to feel the energy? Can I get a bzzz?
Ooh. Ooh.
I want to hear a bzzz. That's right. We busy like bees, and we never going to die because we pollinate the planet with our intelligence. So get yourselves together. Can I get a clap, 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 clap from P-A-I-L, Johnson?
Hey, everybody. That is way more philosophizing about long hair than I've heard in a long time. That was nice. That was nice. So here's the thing. My girlfriend and I, we don't have any kids like Johanna does. We don't have any kids, which is kind of a shame because my girlfriend loves to watch people fall down. But because we don't have kids, that means I can never grow up to be one of these old guy comedians complaining about, oh, the kids these days. Because at some point, I'm going to have to pay some of those kids to change my diaper. All right. And, you don't want any lingering resentment during that process. I don't shit on them, so they'll help when I shit on myself. It's not just a joke. It's a retirement plan is what it is. I don't need them coming in going, hey, remember that bit you used to do about how the younger generation sucks? It's very funny. Here's some of your pills. No. But there's always been that generational conflict, right? Like we hear a lot now of the older generation. They go, oh, this younger generation, they're so easily offended. And those older people find that very offensive. Irony. All right. And but here's the thing. It's not that the younger generation is more easily offended. It's just that they have more time and brain space to think about things, right? They don't have to. They can think about corporate collection of personal data because they're not busy trying to see if the phone cord stretches into the closet for some privacy. They can think about equal gender representation in film because they're not at a video store trying to sneak behind that curtain with nobody seeing. Now I know everybody's age on that joke. And they can advocate for gun reform because mentally ill white dudes still exist. So that's a good enough reason right there.
Yeah. Sure do.
But there's always, but then we get the other side. The flip side is the people who go, oh, this younger generation, they're so politically engaged with the worldwide student walkouts and everything. I live right here near 2 schools, and I saw the last worldwide student walkout. It was 3 girls with picket signs and 75 kids playing Fortnite on their phones, okay? They took a snow day at 75 degrees is what I'm saying. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. Maybe they were doing the real advocacy work and tweeting their displeasure. Maybe they were doing that. But there's always been this generational conflict. Every generation thinks the one before it is backwards and the one after it is lazy and soft. Like you take like the kids growing up in the 1950s with their World War II parents going, the kids these days with their sock hops and their polio vaccines. When we were young and had polio, we walked it off. Built character. Now, of course, that was before our modern era of medicine now that we have where we cure everything with thoughts and prayers. Because, I mean, you can't deny all the rigorous double-blind studies that have been done on the subject. But then you take those World War II parents. They were growing up in the 1930s. And their parents going, these kids today with their monster movies and their tampons. When we were young, we faced our own demons and rode a more absorbent horse. Built character in the horse. Now we have the alpha generation. The alpha generation is everybody born since 2010. And there's a good chance that the alpha generation will never experience cancer, which is amazing. And then all of us are going to be like, when I was your age, I carved out my own tumor with an iPhone 6. Not the 6 Plus, mind you, the base model. You kids will never know what it's like to dig into your own pancreas with a cracked screen.
Oh,
Oh, but Grandpa, when I heard that years ago, they used to cure cancer with something called keto. Oh, no, that's chemo. Chemo, yeah, it's just as fun. The big difference is that the people doing chemo talk less about it. I wonder what the alpha generation is going to do about privacy. Are they going to claw it back to us and make it private again? Or are they just going to give up on it entirely? You know, like 25 years from now, guys will pull out their driver's license. They'll say 5'8", 165 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes, 7.5 inches, curves to the left.
Ah,
And then right there on your ID, 2 pictures, 2 headshots. And it's never a good picture. One side will be drooping to the left like it had a stroke or something, you know, and you just got to be hoping that the DMV doesn't have the air conditioning up too high that day. Yes, sir. Sir, I realize it's chilly in here, but please, there's a line behind you. Ma'am, please put your tits away till we're ready for you. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're going to have full-grown men trying to get fake IDs. All right, maybe full-grown isn't the right wording for that joke. All right, you guys, thank you for listening. Phil Johnson Comedy is the place for all the stuff, and it's nice being here. Thanks.
Yeah.
that's right. Round of applause for Phil Johnson. That's right. Good comedy, top to bottom, back to back, like Cook Crack. Like this man's guys. I like this man's swag. All right. So we're gonna keep it going back to back. Boom, 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 boom. Quick, like motherfucker got a big dick. So we're gonna give another round of applause. One more round for PHIL Johnson, everybody. That's right. Next up, we got a lady coming to the stage. She's sweet, she's savvy. Some call her cute, some call her shrewd. We never know what goes down in her hood, but she always keeps it good, and I love the name. Some say things in the form of Holly may be poisonous. Some say things in the form of Holly maybe would. You never know. But the point is, you better get ready for it. Open your heart, get yourself right, feel it tight, and then make sure I get the name right, because, you know, I be drinking and shit. Oh. Actually, her last name, she might be a sister. I know she don't look like one, but her last name may technically put her in the movement. So y'all better put up a fist. Everybody give a fist. Give me a fist.
Yeah.
Wow.
And can I get a brown? I want to hear it. Brown. That's right. If you clap for Holly. Brown.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I mean, I feel like I just got like possessed. That was insane. That was quite an intro. Can't say no anyone's ever introed me as shrewd. You know, that's a different one. I'll take it because you also threw in a lot of other stuff I did like. So I'm gonna start this off with a shot because we are at a dive bar. I don't know if you can see my shot. I'm gonna start off with one of those. If you've got one, please drink along with me, okay? I'm gonna try to do this whole thing. Oh, all right. Oh, I made that way too strong. Okay. All right, guys. My name's Holly. I've been doing a shit ton of these Zoom shows. I've been doing so many of them, and it's like a blessing and a curse. You know, a lot of people like them. I like them for the mere fact that I'm near my toilet. That's pretty much it. Personally, when my body physically sees a toilet, it has to take a shit. That's just how I roll. I don't have options. I don't get to choose this about myself, which fares well because there's many times in public where I've almost shit my pants. And you're probably wondering like, wow, why do you have so many times where I've almost shit your pants, Holly? Well, I'm going to tell you about one in particular. So this time that I almost shit my pants, I'm going to tell you everything about it, guys. I'm going to paint a picture for you. You're like, please don't do that. And I'm like, too bad, you're a captive audience. We've got, so when it was, guys, it was July 3rd, 2014, pre-pandemic, still very hot. where I was inside an Urban Outfitters dressing room. So the plot thickens. How I felt alone. I felt uncomfortable. I felt very fashionable. You know, if you're thinking to yourself, well, Holly, did you shit? Like, they don't have public restrooms at Urban Outfitters. Did you shit your pants? Well, no, Zoom idiots. I shit their pants. Okay. That's how that works. I think the old phrase is, you shit in them, you buy them. That's how that goes. I know this year has been really rough. 2020, we want to kind of wipe it off the map. Personally, it's just a little hair better for me than 2019 was. And I know a lot of you are wondering how that could be, but I'm going to tell you, because in 2019, I was in a mental hospital. I know what you're thinking. Those hoops, she shit her pants. She has it all together. I was in a mental hospital in 2019, and it was truly everything you've ever thought of a mental hospital being. It was so dark. It was so bleak. But about a week in, one really amazing thing happened to me, okay? So this other patient, she looks me dead in the eyes, and she goes, oh my God, I finally know where I've seen you before. I saw you do stand-up 2 years ago in San Francisco, and you were so good. Guys, did I fucking make it? Oh my God. Did I? Am I successful? Is that how that works? Like, I got recognized for my art, and that's all we want as stand-up comedians, is that opportunity to touch our fans like that. Oh God. But I couldn't touch her. We were both strapped to our beds in the psych ward, but it felt so good emotionally. Oh, but about a week later, she did say the exact same thing to a vending machine, and that stung. So, but Mama needed it, so Mama took it. Oh man. Oh God. Being in quarantine has made me like really overly think about phrases and colloquialisms and things that we don't like often think about, because a lot of them we should no longer say, like calling something a spirit animal is offensive to Indigenous people, things like that. And I was thinking about the phrase or just the turn of phrase lazy Susan, just that little object on a table, the lazy Susan. Do we know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking about how how that object came about how someone's bitch ass friend Susan was so goddamn lazy that Lisa decided to make an invention for Susan. Fucking Susan would not reach across the table for a bread roll. So Lisa sitting there talking to her husband, she's like, Mark, I gotta fucking do something about this. I have to put Susan in her place. And she named an item after Susan to forever condemn her for being lazy. And I just think that is peak absolute insult comedy. Wherever Lisa is, who invented the lazy Susan, you are my idol. That's all I have to say. I'm going to end on this. I'm about to get really dark. If you're surprised, then you didn't listen to my other joke. This here, guys, is my dead dad's journal. I don't know if we can see it.
Yeah.
I love that response. Oh, this is my dead dad's journal. I'm going to do a quick joke, just letting you know what I found in this journal, the way that I came across it, so you guys can realize what it was as much as I did. So I found a passage in this journal that's entitled, "This is a Ridiculous List." And this list is numbered 1 through 76. So I'm going to read you what the list is, okay? So number 1, we have Nina Eldridge. Number 8, Gail Bass. Number 12, Cindy Holmes. Number 32, Myra Hot Tub.
Hell yeah.
Number 62, Lucy Parsons. Number 63, Lucy's friend. Guys, this is my dead dad's fuck list. I don't know if you can see it. This is legitimately his fuck list. Number 76, Number 76, if you can see, is up there. It's left blank. I like to think that's when he met my mommy. And it taught me a lot about myself. My dad was 26 when he wrote that. I was 26 when I actually found that. So I really felt spiritually connected to my dad in a really, we're going to hell kind of way. And then it really taught me that my deep-seated love for jacuzzis and hot tubs is literally in my DNA. So that's something I can't get rid of. And I'm going to end on that really sexy death jokes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, so funny.
That's right. The H, the O, the LLY Brown, baby. I like it. That was great, great, great. Oh my God. Her dad sounds like my daddy. They used to call my father the Sweet Daddy. That was his street name. And whatnot. Yeah. And one time, so right before it all ended, shall we say, I used to go into the basement, and my father, he'd be down there smelling like Drakkar Noir, putting on a suit and shirt, and he'd be in the basement. He'd be in the fucking basement, and I'm like, yo, the fuck you doing? And when he's like, oh, CJ, I'm going to see my dancing partner. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then another time, I catch him again. He says, oh, I'm going to see a man about a horse, CJ. Man about a horse? What is this, 1886? and yo, you know bullshit, I was a fucking rat. I'd run right upstairs and be like, yo, mom, dad is downstairs looking good as shit, talking about he going to see the man about a horse. What does that mean? And she'd be like, nothing, baby. And I just walk out the room thinking everything was okay. Well, years later, I found out he had a list and some Playboys in his ceiling. So, right on. Another round of applause to my soul sister from the heart, because we got the same daddy. Hollywood. That's right. Children of the super sperm. You don't know nothing about it. That's right. That's right. We're going to reproduce. That's our plan.
Oh, boy.
So we're going to go back to back like hook right to our next comedian. We got another lady coming up to the stage, smooth and sweet. She loves to roll in a tank top and also do comedy in her drawers. So she knows she is free to the soul and not scared of anything but her daddy, or maybe not her daddy, but her mama acting like her daddy. Close enough. But let's get it together and let's get ready, because it's turned up, because comedians, we ain't right. So you better get ready for something that ain't right to get your mind pretty tight. Can I get a clap, 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 clap to the K-State? It's not Miss Kardashian, it's Kym Kral.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a loaded intro. My dad's afraid of my mom. I don't know. I also have a dead dad, Holly. So I was the one that was like, whoa, your dad's journal? Tell me. And also, I've shit my pants a lot. So like, I feel like, okay, I think, and I stand by this, if you haven't pooped your pants, you're either lying or your time is coming. Like, no one gets out of this as an adult without pooping their pants. No one. It doesn't, like the first time I pooped my pants on, take a drink every time I say that. I feel like I put my pants on gridlock traffic on the 405 after I had bad enchiladas 15 years ago. And the 405 is a freeway that has like a stretch where there's no exits. And it was one of those moments, like, you know, when you're going to shit really bad and like you're trying to figure out a way to concentrate on not pooping your pants. And I was like, turn the radio on, turn the radio off, looking out the window, like literally like squirming in my car, just trying to figure out to get it to like fucking stop. And all of a sudden a voice in my head was like, this is happening. And I was like, and there was a towel next to me. So I wrapped myself in the towel. Like, I'm in love with you, Holly. I was like, I wasn't going to talk about it, but here we are. I wrapped myself in the towel and then I shit my pants. No! And I'm not talking like I shit my pants. And then So I drive up to like, I lived in this studio apartment that had an alleyway that led into my apartment. So I wrapped the towel around and then like shimmied into the shower, right? Like kind of crab walk. And then I get into the shower fully clothed with the towel and then just sit on the ground and just sob. Like I was so ashamed. And then I was like, I'm never telling a soul about this again. And then like 6 months later, I'm sitting with my best friend and we're drunk and I tell her this story and I'm really ashamed and I don't find it funny, right? So I'm not animated. I'm just like really embarrassed. I'm like, and then I pooped my pants. And she goes, yeah, girl. She goes, yeah, girl, you've told me this story like 9 times. I was like, oh, that's when I found out I drink too much too. And then I sharted outside the Improv one time. The best part about that is it was right when I was starting to do comedy, right? And so I was going to the open mic and there was a girl and she didn't do comedy anymore, but this broad wanted to be my friend so bad. And like, good for her, whatever, but she didn't swear, she didn't drink, she didn't smoke. And I like swear like a sailor at the time, was chain smoking, hammered all the time. I was like, why? She had house dresses, guys. She didn't own pants. And I was always like, why do you want to be my friend? So I was putting my card in the meter and I couldn't get it to read. And it was like, see if it's a fart or get a ticket. See if it's a fart, get a ticket. By the way, it's always not a fart. If there's ever a moment in your head that you're like, it might just fart in the toilet. Like, don't risk it. Don't risk it. I could talk about poop for years. Okay. So then I risked it and then I sharted, right? So I text house dress girl and I was like, yo, I just shit my pants. So I'm going to go take care of it and then I'll meet you in the improv lab in like 10 minutes. Cool? And she was like, oh my, like she like was like grasping her pearls or whatever, right? I was like, oh my. And like I went into the bathroom, I took off my underwear, I put my underwear at the bottom of the trash can, which I wish I could tell you that was the first and last time I've ever put my underwear at the bottom of a random trash can. At least it was mine, because a lot of times it's not mine, and that's a whole other thing. I'll answer questions later if you have them. And then I had wet wipes, and I just like cleaned up, and then I went out, and I was like, thanks for waiting. Like, I didn't think much of it. I thought she'd be like, cool, let's go inside. And she was like, I can't believe you told me that. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna walk into that building, walk on a stage and hold a microphone and tell everybody that. Like, I just opened up my first, like 2 minutes, right? So yeah, I've shit my pants a lot. I'm very single. I'm so single, you guys. Like, I was thinking today, like, I wish that the last guy I didn't fuck before the world ended was the like bartender at Public House who chain smoked and used to come in a sock. Like, I'm like, that is the last guy I had sex with, came in a sock. And so now I'm like, I have this neighbor who's super hot, and I keep thinking, I'm like, what if I just go down and try and have sex with him? No. Also, I hung out with them the other night, my neighbors, because we're all in lockdown, right? I'm gonna wrap up with this. I've decided, that's why right before this started, I decided I had to like shut my door because I keep getting caught by them talking about them on these shows. And like, and they're like, we heard you the other night. Can you hear us? And I'm like, did you hear how I make fun of you, how you masturbate all the time, or how I watch all of you swim? Because they all... And then I got drunk with them the other night, and it ended with them duct taping me to the floor and painting me. This is how I like to end my sets, by the way. Zoom and in real life. I like lots of laughs, and then the end of it, just like, what? There is some beautiful art that came out of it, but the problem is now they think we're like best friends, and I'm like, I got stuff going on. I can't be taped to your wall. What I'm saying is I'm up for anything, and I poop my pants a lot. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. for Kym Kral.
I am a fan, Kym. You're hilarious.
Thank you.
I'm talking about. Oh my God.
I was rolling. I
She's
know
a
the
family fan.
Zoom. The Zoom frequently blanks out my laugh, but I was laughing the whole way.
It was a
Thank
good
you.
show. Good job. That's why Kym Kral. In the block, we call her Kym Kral. That's like a street name. So,
Oh, I've never had
Yeah.
a street name.
yeah. So if you ever get in trouble, just be like, hey, Mr. C sent me. The name's Kym Kral. I'll leave you alone.
Done.
Leave you alone. Also,
Thank you.
my mother. Go ahead.
Oh, I said thank you. I once knew the guy who ran the Crips, and he told me all I had to do was say his name in MacArthur Park, and everyone would kneel.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was like, I'm probably not
live
gonna
6
try
blocks
that out,
from
but
MacArthur
thanks, dude.
Park.
Huh?
I'm 6 blocks from MacArthur Park right now.
Well, I never
What's
tried
his
it.
name?
I was
I mean,
like,
that's
I'm
just a
probably
secret.
okay. But thank you so much.
Hell yeah, good job once again, Kym Kral, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate her whole situation because she was talking about the draws and the pooping in the draws and all that kind of stuff. Because same thing, you just be trying to let out like a little light fart, and then shit goes wrong, and then you can't do nothing about it. You know when she went to the trash can and she threw away her underwear, and she's like, "Oh, somebody else's drawers is in there." I'm not going to say it out loud because I'm running for president. Also, secondary rule. My mother, she would fucking die if she ever finds out that I get killed or die and I go to the hospital and I have dirty or holy underwear on. I don't know. If your mother raised you right, you know for a fact that when you go out to party and get drunk and maybe you do hard drugs, whatever you do, if you don't have clean underwear on, your mama didn't love you. That's all I'm saying. Do not die in dirty underwear. I'm telling you, it's the difference between Republicans defending you and Democrats not liking you. That's all I'm saying. They're like, oh my God, he had dirty underwear. He deserved the bullet. That's how it works. But if you have good underwear on, they're like, oh, well, that cop was terrible. Even though he punched the cop 7 times and shot him 3 times, but whatever. His underwear were clean. He's innocent. All right, so we got one more comedian coming to the stage to close the shit out. You guys ready for our closer? Can I get a oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the guy coming to the stage. Let me make sure I get his name right because you know I be drinking and shit. And also my dad was a cop, so I shoot people in my free time. So this next gentleman coming to the motherfucking stage, cool as shit. Once again, another round of applause for the lady who just did her thing. Kym Kral, everybody. They call her KK on the block, by the way. But that ain't nothing you got to worry about. Unless you want to get you a nice hot bag of some underwear. But that's a whole nother story. So next we coming to the stage, we got the man that's going to close it out. This guy right here, he got multiple names. I think he may be on the run. He used to be something called C-Po. Like he Alpo from some gangster movie. So I don't know if he has drugs, but we are comedians. We do like drugs, so hit him up later. But for now, you got to get ready because this guy right here, his name is mad cool. It's the C-R-I to the S, the P-O-R to the T to the E-R. It's cool as fuck. He got a jump shot like Terry. He got a motherfucking big dick like Chris Webb. And you better get your hands up and give me a clap, 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 clap.
All right.
For Chris Paul, the rapper, Chris Porter.
First of all, am I upside down? Or
You're
am I-
sideways. There you are. There you are.
There I am.
And there you are again. Now you're the other
turning
side.
all different. Now you're sideways the other way.
Like Max Headroom.
Whoa.
All right, stay in there. Stay in there. First of all, those are some beautiful defecation stories. I enjoyed all of them. I'm in a bar I've never been to. But one thing I noticed is that no one's wearing a fucking mask. No one's social distancing. I just got here from Santa Monica, long ass drive. Plus, I get behind all these cars with these irritating bumper stickers like that. My daughter's on the dean's list at Taft High, or my son's a 4.0 at Madison. What does our kids mean nothing to us now unless they're achieving something? How about other children? How about their accolades? How about my daughter's a slut at Kennedy? My son sells weed at Carver. Mine's hermaphrodites on the football team at Hoover. It is nice to be here. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up with 4 sisters, and I got a lot of shit from this growing up because people said that this feminized me, which is completely ridiculous. I think there was maybe one unusual moment my whole life, and that was the week when all of our periods aligned. All my sisters' names begin with the letter L: Lonnie, Lisa, Lori, and Lynn. And in an odd way, I think this is what drew me towards my girlfriend, Larry. Yeah, I think this did affect me growing up with so many females, because I remember one time this chick dumped me because she said she wanted to be with someone more masculine. The next day, she started dating women. It hurt me inside. When I'm not doing this, I drive for Uber. It's my side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough because you'll be driving for like 15 hours straight. 15 hours straight. And then you'll get out of your car. And even an hour after you've gotten out of your car, you'll still feel like a loser. Yeah, so sometimes into the night. This pandemic it's tough, man. It has been tough on me. How many masks does everybody have now? Everybody have? I remember when we started out with one
Like
mask.
a dozen.
I got 15.
Yeah. So many freaking masks. Now they're telling people that a lot of people getting the disease inside their own house with their roommates or their families or everything. Yeah. Now I have a mask for every room in the house. This is my kitchen mask. Yeah, and this is a retro mask. This is my dining room mask. Yeah, right here, dining room mask. And of course, this is my bathroom mask. Right here. Yeah. It's the only mask that I'm saving after the pandemic. Yeah. Yeah, I saw on the news that well, first of all, there were so many things canceled this year. So many friggin' things canceled. I saw on the news that in New York they canceled the Brooklyn Gay Pride Parade, along with the Puerto Rican Day Parade and the Coney Island Mermaid Parade. This is all very tough on me, being a gay Puerto Rican mermaid. Very hard, very hard. I saw the CDC has listed, they listed the 3 most likely interactions to get COVID. Yeah. Number 1, fucking a bat. Yeah. If you fuck a bat, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. Number 2 on the list, having oral sex with a bat.
Wow.
The bat. Yeah. Number 3 on the list, going to a bar like this, nobody, social distancing, no masks, with a bat. With a bat. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Yeah, it's been a tough year in Santa Monica. I live in Santa Monica, a very affluent area. Just months ago, there were hundreds of people looting, breaking windows, forcing residents to hand over their yoga mats. Yeah. Yeah. And I ran so fast that I dropped my avocado toast. Yeah. 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 Let's see here. As you guys can probably tell by now, I am a therapist. And my therapist says that I have to stop using drugs entirely, or at least limited to recreational use. So now I'm only shooting my heroin while boating. Yeah, I'm single. Friend of mine recently got me in this dating service called It's Just Lunch. You know how much a woman can consume when she knows she may never see you again? Don't worry, I eat like a bird. Yeah, a pterodactyl. Been doing this Match.com. Been on 5 dates so far, and no one has looked anything like their photo, including me. Although it was nice getting an email telling me how much I resemble Denzel. And when you get on the service, you have to fill out this profile with questions like that. How often do you drink? Never, occasionally, or I'll tell you later. So you'll tell me now. Because these are basically blind dates, folks. It's a scary world out there. There's some things better know up front. Like the other questions like turn-ons. I'll tell you later. When your head is in a vice in my dungeon. Income. I'll tell you later. When we're searching for cardboard for our home. Political views. I'll tell you later. When we're marching through Poland. My favorite though, live alone or with others. I'll tell you later. When you're wiping my father's ass. That's my big closer. You guys have been fantastic.
That's our closer for the night, Chris Porter. All right, I was out of breath. Good show. That was all our comedians. Round of applause for everybody that came up to the stage and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna close the show out. Every time I get drunk, I like to sing songs that I remember from classic days. So I'm gonna sing a couple verses from a quick old song that I love. I'm gonna go through all the comedians' name, and then Wild Joe's gonna take us home. So y'all ready to finish it out, guys? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
All right. All right, I gotta get emotional. Okay. Because when I'm drunk, I like to sing drunk songs. So this song is by Shy. It's called If I Ever Fall in Love Again. And I always sing this when I'm drunk. The very first time when I saw your brown eye, your lips said hello, and I said hi. I knew right then you were the one. But I was caught up in physical attraction. But to my satisfaction, baby, you were more than just a phrase. If I could say that I would be your one and only, promise that you never leave me lonely. I just want to be the one you need. Oh, baby. I just want to be the one to serve you. Sometimes I feel as if I don't deserve you. And I miss every moment that we share, yeah. So when if I ever fall in love again, I will be sure that the lady is my friend. So when if I ever fall in love so true, I will be sure that the lady's just like you. My friend, she'll be with me till the end of time. My friend, she'll be alone with me 'cause I bear the grind. My I'm out. That's right. Stop my comedy show, motherfucker. My voice is done. That's right. All right, applause for all the comedians coming to the stage. Let's keep it going. Clap, 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 clap.
Yeah.
It's wild, Joe. They started it off and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? We had the guy that came right up after her and they killed this shit. It's the Phil Doctor. That's right. That's right. That's right. Let me hit the lady. Miss Holly Brown, motherfucker. You better get your shit right. That's right. That's right. The Miss Titties herself, Kym Kral. Right. Then we had the bad daddy calls himself C-Po. He sell blocks on the block. You know how I go down, Mr. Chris Porter. That's the Dom Bar Comedy Show, motherfucker. I can't hit it. No, I can't hit it. I can't hit it. I can't hit it. I can't hit it. I think I need somebody holding my testicles. Well, I say that. So let's go to the Dom Bar Comedy Show. Joanna, take us home, baby girl.
All right, that was a lot of fun, and I want everybody to tune in every Tuesday night to Dive Bar Comedy on Facebook. And if you're not able to watch on Facebook, check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts. The replay is up on Wednesdays. So I believe this is episode 107. We've been doing Dive Bar Comedy as audio only, that we recorded out in the field at the dive bars, up to 89 episodes. And then starting at episode 90, we've been doing our virtual shows, which are a lot of fun because we get to see what everyone looks like. So yeah, it's been great getting the people from the bars into their virtual bars, and then hopefully when the bars open back up, we can go back to real bars too. And we could do all our celebrity hunting and sharting and everything else. I love all this stuff. I've never pooped my pants in public. I guess I have to be lucky about that. One time I thought I sharted when I was driving, but it turns out I just farted, and then the seat warmer was on, and it just was a little too warm feeling down there, and I was like, I must have shit my pants. It felt like there was all this heat emanating. It turned out I hit the seat warmer button. So watch out for that. But anyway, you guys were all very funny, and I enjoyed listening to all of you, and hopefully we'll see you around on another episode of Dive Bar Comedy. Thanks to all our comics, and thanks to all the people that are listening every week. Good night.
Hey, I got slave feet. Look at my slave feet.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
I got slave feet.
Oh no.
This is not work for Donald Trump feet. This is not work for Joe Biden feet.
Not cute.
I'm a voter.
Vote for a bath. We vote for a bath.
America.
Go wash
you
your
need to soak
feet.
those puppies in some Epsom salts.
Because I walk around the house all day with no shoes on, so I look like a white woman.
Oh boy.
Come on. Let's keep it real. Who got the toughest feet on the planet? It's not Shaka Zulu, it's white women. Let's keep it real.
Right,
they can put out
get us off the internet. This is going down real fast.